I want to talk to you about something that most men don't think they have, but it's shaping almost everything in their life, and that's ego. Not the loud version you see online, not the guy who's obviously arrogant or full of himself. Most men can spot that from a distance. I'm talking about the version that's a little more subtle, the one that doesn't look like a problem at first, the one that actually feels like strength, the kind that says, I'm good, the kind that says, I already know, the kind that doesn't say anything out loud, but quietly resists anything that challenges it. And if we're being honest, most men don't recognize it because it's been with them for so long. It just feels normal. It just feels like you. But you start to notice it in certain moments, like when someone tries to correct you and something in you tightens up a little bit, or when you're in a conversation and instead of really listening, you're just waiting for your turn to respond, or when you know you're wrong, but saying it out loud feels harder than it should. That's ego. And it doesn't seem like a big deal in the moment, but over time, it starts shaping the kind of man you become. Because ego has a way of quietly closing you off. It makes it harder to learn because you feel like you already know enough. It makes it harder to grow because growth usually requires you to admit that something in you needs to change. And it definitely makes it harder to build real relationships because connection requires a level of honesty that ego just doesn't like. So what happens is a man can go years thinking he's growing when in reality, he's just reinforcing the same version of himself. Same thinking, same reactions, same patterns, just with more experience behind it. And the dangerous part is life will still reward him. He might still make money. He might still gain influence. He might still be respected in certain spaces. But internally, he's not really becoming anything new. He's just becoming a more established version of who he already is. And at some point, that catches up to him because ego doesn't just affect how you see yourself, it affects how you handle everything. It affects how you lead. It affects how you love and operate in relationships. It affects how you respond when things don't go your way. Because if your ego is strong, everything becomes personal. Correction feels like disrespect. This disagreement feels like an attack. And accountability feels like someone trying to tear you down instead of build you up. So instead of being shaped, you start defending yourself. Instead of being refined, you start protecting an image. And the problem with that is you can't grow and protect your ego at the same time. At some point, you have to choose. And I think this is where a lot of men get stuck, especially the ones who are driven, ambitious, and used to figuring things out on their own. Because ego actually works for you until it doesn't. It helps you push, it helps you prove, it helps you build, but it also keeps you from becoming the kind of man who can sustain what he's building. Because eventually, you're going to need wisdom that doesn't come from you. You're going to need correction that challenges you. You're going to need people in your life who can say things to you that you don't naturally want to hear. And if your ego is too strong, you won't be able to receive any of it. You'll hear it, but you won't take it in. And that's how a man stays the same for years, even while his life is changing around him. Now, here's the part most men don't like to sit with. Ego is usually protecting something. It's protecting insecurity. It's protecting fear. It's protecting the part of you that doesn't want to be seen as weak or wrong are not enough. So instead of dealing with those things honestly, ego steps in and says, just hold the image together. And it works for a while, but it comes at a cost because now you can't be fully honest. You can't be fully open. You can't even be fully known. And if you're not careful, you can build a life where everything looks solid on the outside, but there's no real depth to it, no real peace, no real freedom, because you're constantly maintaining something instead of actually becoming something. And that's exhausting, whether a man admits it or not. So the shift isn't about tearing yourself down. It's not about losing confidence. It's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need ego to feel secure. The kind of man who can be corrected without shutting down, who can listen without getting defensive, who can say, I was wrong, and not feel like he's lost something. Because in reality, that's not weakness. That's growth. That's maturity. That's strength in its real form. And the truth is, once a man gets to that place, everything in his life starts to change. He learns faster. He grows deeper. His relationships get stronger because now he's not just protecting who he is, he's actually becoming who he's supposed to be. And that's a completely different kind of man.